the March 14th, 2024 regular meeting of the Moraine City Council to order at 6 o'clock. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Daugherty?
Here.
Ms. Marcus?
Here.
Mr. Burchett? Mrs. Witt?
Here.
Mayor Murphy?
Here.
I'll make a motion to excuse Mr. Burchett from tonight's meeting.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Daugherty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes. Now would everyone join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council has copies of the February 22nd, 2024 regular council meeting minutes. Does anyone have any changes or corrections? Hearing none, the minutes are approved as submitted. We have no special presentations. Reports from the following. Finance Committee, anything to report?
No report, thank you.
Finance Director, anything to report?
Yes, you have my February monthly report in your packets. I would like to add that tax day is coming, April 15th, so that is right around the corner. We have less than a month and, or just about a month, and we are very busy at the window, so if people do want to get tax return filing help in the office, we can provide that during the day, but we just ask that you maybe come now instead of later on because you may have to wait a while. So, but we are very busy with that, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, Committee of the Whole, anything to report?
The only thing I have to report is that there will be a committee of the whole meeting tonight following this.
City Manager, anything to report?
I have nothing beyond the written report, Mayor, unless there are questions.
Law Director, anything to report?
Yes, Mayor, I have 5 items for you this evening. The first is a request to add Resolution 8029-24 to the agenda, which is a resolution approving a base salary adjustment per the City Manager and Director of Public Safety Employment Agreement previously approved by Council.
I make a motion to add that to the agenda.
You heard the motion. Are there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Daugherty?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
The second request is to add Resolution 8030-24 to the agenda, appointing Caleb Stapleton to the City of Moraine Planning Commission.
I'll make a motion to add that to the agenda.
You've heard the motion. Roll call, please.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Daugherty?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
The third request is to add Resolution 8031-24 to the agenda, which is a resolution appointing Caleb Stapleton as a council appointee to the Community Reinvestment Housing Council.
I'll make a motion to add that to the agenda.
You've heard the motion. Are there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Daugherty?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
The fourth request is to add Resolution 8032-24 to the agenda, which is a resolution approving the countywide 911 final plan as approved by the countywide 911 Program Review Committee.
I'll make a motion that we add 803224, a resolution approving the countywide 911 plan.
You've heard the motion. Are there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Daugherty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Thank you. The last request is for an executive session to occur after the guest speaker's item on the agenda for matters pertaining to appointment of a public official with possible business to follow.
I'll make a motion that we have the executive session as outlined by the law director.
You've heard the motion. Are there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Daugherty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, now we will go into, oh my God, I'm mixed up here. Clerk of Council, do you have anything to report?
Nothing beyond my written report. Thank you.
And I have nothing at this time to add. Or that, let's go into the business, please.
We were going to do executive
Oh, we want
session.
to do executive session, okay. My nose. I need a cough drop. Okay, we will now adjourn this meeting at 6:14.
Mayor, I have one item, and that is to request that Resolution 8033-24 be added to this agenda, and that's a resolution to appoint a second council appointee to the Community Reinvestment Housing Council.
I'll make a motion that we add resolution 8033-24, a resolution appointing Kevin Howard as council appointee to the Community Reinvestment Housing Council.
You've heard the motion. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes. Is that all you have, Martina?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, business.
Yes.
Ordinance 2156-24, an ordinance repealing current Chapter 1325 flood damage reduction of the Moraine Codified Ordinances and adopting a new Moraine Codified Ordinances, Chapter 1325 flood damage reduction.
This ordinance makes changes to the flood damage reduction chapter of the Moraine Codified Ordinances. This would update Moraine's floodplain regulations, which were last updated in 2004. Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 8028-24, a resolution authorizing the city manager to accept the quote of Tim Lally Chevrolet for the purchase of 2 Chevrolet Silverado trucks at state bid pricing for use by the police division in the amount of $98,050.
Mayor and council, just to interject before you vote on that one, just to make the record clear, at the COW meeting last council meeting, the price of the 2 vehicles was $97,506. After that meeting, Chief Ridgerston was contacted by the salesperson and indicated there would be a slight increase due to wiring harnesses and a different suspension package. So that is why this resolution reads a total purchase price of $98,050 instead of the $97,506 discussed at the last COW meeting. Chief, would you like to add anything to that, or is that?
That's it.
Sufficient?
Everything's still state bid pricing. The salesman was very apologetic, but they're going to come spec'd from the factory a certain way, and we couldn't change that. So.
Is that still under budget?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
This resolution allows for the purchase of 2 Chevrolet Silverado crew cab trucks for use by the police division. These vehicles for the police division are budgeted items for 2024. Motion to adopt?
You've heard the motion. Are there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 8029-24, a resolution approving a base salary adjustment per the city manager and director of public safety employment agreement previously authorized by council.
This resolution authorizes a salary adjustment for the city manager, and all remaining provisions of the city manager employment agreement shall remain in full force and effect. Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Are there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 8030-24, a resolution appointing Caleb Stapleton to the City of Moraine Planning Commission.
This resolution appoints Caleb Stapleton to the Planning Commission to fill a vacancy on that commission. This will be for a 2-year term ending December 31, 2025. I'll make a motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Are there any questions or comments?
Was Stapleton, was that the one going through 2027?
Kevin,
That's the next one.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
yes.
Mr. Doherty?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 8031-24, a resolution appointing Caleb Stapleton as a council appointee to the Community Reinvestment Housing Council.
Mayor, I'd just like to make a request with respect to this resolution, and that is to amend the termination date for that term from December 31st of 2025 to December 31st of 2027, since the council appointees serve for 4 years. We just need a motion to amend.
Make the motion to amend?
Roll call, please.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Darty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
And then we would just need a second motion and vote to approve the amended resolution.
Make a motion to approve the amended resolution?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Darty?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 8032-24, a resolution approving the countywide 911 final plan as approved by the countywide 911 Program Review Committee.
This resolution, countywide 911 final plan. This plan was approved by the countywide 911 program review committee, who is required to maintain and amend the final report for implementing and operating the countywide 911 system. Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Are there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Darty?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 8033-24, a resolution appointing Kevin Howard as a council appointee to the Community Reinvestment Housing Council.
Motion to approve?
You've heard the motion. Is there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Darty?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes. No persons appearing before council, so we will go into any other business. Fire Department, anything to report?
Nothing to report, ma'am, thank you.
Police Department, anything to report?
No report, ma'am. Thank you.
Building and Maintenance Department, anything to report?
No report, ma'am, thank you.
Street Department, anything to report?
No report, ma'am, thank you.
City Planner, anything to report?
Just thank you for passing the ordinance on the floodplain reduction, and looking forward to a new planning commission here soon as well. So thank you.
Parks and Recreation Director, anything to report?
Yeah, this coming Monday, Country Jam is going to be canceled because voting will be on Tuesday. So everyone come out and vote on Tuesday at the Rec Center. And then that following Saturday is the Easter egg hunt.
What time is it, Country Jam?
What's that?
What time?
Country Jam's from 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Yep.
But it's canceled.
It will be canceled Monday, yeah.
I see. But
And
it's on
then,
Tuesday.
Monday.
yep,
It's closed on Monday. Is that 30?
On Tuesday.
and then, like I said, the Easter egg hunt will be March 23rd, starts at 10 o'clock. We'll have the Easter Bunny for pictures afterwards, but make sure you're there before 10 o'clock because we're starting right at 10. So
Okay.
that's it. Thank you.
City Manager, anything further to report?
No, other than the mayor and I attended the mayor's managers meeting last night. We can talk a little bit more about that if you want to. That's it, thank you.
Law Director, anything further to report?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Finance Director, anything further to report?
Nothing further, thank you.
Clerk of Council, anything further to report?
I have nothing else. Thank you, Mayor.
Ms. Allen, is there any, do you have a
Nothing to
report?
report, thank you.
Ms. Marcus?
I have nothing.
Ms. Witt?
Just reaffirm, everybody go out and vote. It's your duty and your right.
Mr. Miller, anything to report?
City Planner Nick and I attended the Miami Valley Academy's Amazing Shake program last week. We interviewed about 35 or 40 kids and had to grade them on talking in front of people, and it was a really good program. Also, I got an opportunity to judge the chili cook-off at the Marine Senior Citizen Club with Mike and Aaron, and I'm very happy that both of them are still here and
Still
recovered from
alive.
their experience. And I got
Somebody
the-
was smart enough not to eat the crackers, I guess.
And I got an opportunity to give a history presentation after that. And I want to thank Chris Dunn and Street Department. Quick update on the Wright Seaplane Base replica that's over there off of Main Street. I was able to get a very large rock donated from Stony Hollow landfill, where we're going to put a plaque on it. Thank you plaque for all the donors.
Oh,
And we have other signage to go over there, and I wanted to thank Chris and Street Department for picking it up and bringing it down to his building. We're going to keep all that there because we're holding off on all the installation because they're going to repave the bike path.
Right.
So that'll be a little bit later down the road.
Yeah.
But I want to thank Chris for his help. And that's it.
Mr. Dougherty?
No report, thank you.
Okay. The only thing I have to report is, yes, I went to Mayors and Managers last night, and they had kids from UD there that are learning things about politics, and they got to go, like, the one person who sat with us, Liam, he was in Washington for 10 weeks this past summer, and was telling us all about how much he liked it and how much they do. And there's like 14 kids out of all of UD that get to be in this program. So it was UD Flyers is what it's called. It was very informative. Anything else? Okay, and I don't have anything else, but for everyone to come to the Easter egg hunt next Saturday, it'll be a lot of fun, a lot of candy, more than anyone needs. And that's all I have for tonight, so I would like to thank the Miami Valley Communications Council for broadcasting this meeting live, as well as any future rebroadcast. This regular council meeting is adjourned at 6:26.